We've all heard it, practically since we learned to talk. Treat others as you want to be treated. It's the golden rule, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Foundational stuff.
Sounds like universal wisdom, the very bedrock of kindness and fairness. But what if I told you that, particularly in leadership, this deeply ingrained belief can actually be, well, incredibly damaging?
That's a pretty provocative thought.
It is. And today, we're embarking on a deep dive into source material that directly challenges this cherished principle. It reveals why the golden rule might be a significant blind spot for managers.
Okay.
And crucially, it introduces a powerful, maybe even surprising alternative. Our mission is really to distill these insights, giving you a fresh perspective on what truly effective leadership looks like.
And we'll be your guides through these complexities of modern leadership principles. We'll show you how to extract practical, actionable insights on communication, motivation,
Yeah,
and the real secret, maybe, to cultivating genuinely inclusive and high-performing teams.
a shortcut almost.
Consider this deep dive your shortcut. Yeah, to a profound reevaluation of how we lead and how we connect with those we lead.
Okay, so let's really dig into this. Our sources, they don't mince words. They boldly claim the golden rule is perhaps one of the most counterproductive pieces of advice ever given to managers.
Wow. Okay. Counterproductive.
Yeah. They argue that what often feels like genuine kindness or, a fair approach can, ironically, manifest as a subtle form of toxic leadership.
Toxic. That's strong.
Or even, get this, a kind of narcissism because it prioritizes the leader's own preferences above everyone else's.
Right, because it's about me and what I want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a harsh critique, I know, but when you look at the real-world implications, it truly starts to make sense. Think about it. A manager who absolutely thrives on public recognition, maybe they love a shout-out in the weekly meeting, it really fuels them.
Okay, yeah. We all know people like that.
So quite naturally, they assume everyone else on the team feels the same way, believing that highlighting achievements in front of a large group is the ultimate reward for everyone.
Makes sense from their perspective.
But our research points out that a significant portion of that team might actually recoil from public attention. They might prefer a quiet, private acknowledgement or just the personal satisfaction of a job well done.
Mm-hmm. Definitely seen that too. Very different needs.
So in this scenario, the manager's good intentions inadvertently create discomfort, not motivation.
Right. The opposite effect.
And it's not just about recognition. Imagine a leader who values, say, direct, blunt communication, believes it's the most efficient path.
Get straight to the point.
Yeah. They might unconsciously bulldoze through discussions with team members who need more time to process information or, prefer a more nuanced approach.
Ooh, yeah, that clash can be rough.
Or maybe an executive who personally thrives on stretch goals and high-pressure deadlines could, without realizing it, burn out valuable employees who perform best with a steady, manageable workload.
That example really highlights the unintended consequences, doesn't it?
It really does.
And what's crucial to understand here, I think, is that the root cause isn't malicious intent at all. Not usually, anyway.
Right. They mean well.
They mean well. It's a deep-seated, often unconscious assumption. Leaders frequently fall into the trap of believing that their own preferences, their communication style, what motivates them, their personal work habits, that they're somehow the universal standard.
Like, this is just how humans work.
Exactly. As the sources beautifully articulate, when leaders operate from this mindset, they aren't actually practicing empathy. They're practicing projection.
Projection. Okay, explain that a bit more.
They're essentially imposing their own unique worldview, their own emotional needs, and their own psychological makeup onto people who are simply wired in entirely different ways. It's assuming your internal map is everyone's map.
Right. And this projection, the sources explain, creates this subtle, almost insidious problem within an organization. An invisible hierarchy of worth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It means employees whose natural working styles, communication preferences, or motivational triggers align with their managers. Well, they often get unintentionally rewarded.
They're seen as the good ones.
Lauded as high performers or deemed leadership material.
Mm.
Meanwhile, those whose styles differ are subtly marginalized, misunderstood, or quietly pressured toward a conformity that just drains their energy and diminishes their unique contributions.
So much for diversity and inclusion then, eh?
It's a stark contrast to what we preach about diversity, yeah.
Exactly. So if we broaden our view, the profound implication here is that this deeply ingrained approach, while presented under the guise of fairness, actually ends up rewarding similarity
Mm-hmm.
and inadvertently punishing the very diversity of thought, personality, and working style that we claim to value.
So it actively works against our stated goal sometimes.
It can, yeah. This raises an important question. What incredible potential are we truly overlooking or even stifling when we fail to acknowledge just how incredibly varied human psychology really is? Some people thrive on intense collaboration. Others need quiet solitude to do their best work. Some are energized by constant change, while others crave stability. These aren't minor preferences, you know.
They're fundamental.
They're fundamental to how people operate and contribute.
So if the golden rule, despite its good intentions, can inadvertently create these problems, what's the path forward? If this long-held principle is flawed in leadership, what's the alternative?
Okay, so what do we do?
Well, our sources aren't just pointing out a problem. They offer a surprisingly intuitive, yet profoundly impactful solution they call the platinum rule.
The platinum rule. Okay, I've heard of this.
And this is where the real paradigm shift happens. Instead of treating others as you want to be treated,
Which is the golden rule.
right, the goal becomes actively treating others as they want to be treated.
Ah. Simple shift in words, but huge in practice. It demands that leaders transform into genuine students of their team members' individual psychology.
Students, I like that.
Yeah. Understanding their unique preferences, their distinct motivational patterns, it requires a fundamental shift, moving from making quick assumptions
Which we just talked about.
to asking thoughtful questions. Moving from projecting your own intentions onto others to keenly observing their responses.
Really seeing them.
And crucially, from expecting others to adapt to your style to proactively adapting your approach to theirs. It's about cultivating a deep, fundamental curiosity about each individual.
You can immediately see how this plays out in practical terms, can't you? That manager who loves public recognition.
The one from earlier.
Yeah. Now knows to provide that high-profile praise for the team member who truly thrives on it, but offer a private, direct acknowledgement for another team member who truly prefers it that way.
So, different strokes for different folks, basically, but consciously applied.
Exactly. Or a leader might realize that some team members need extensive context and detailed information before making decisions,
The details, people.
while others only want the quick, high-level guidance. So they learn to provide different levels of information to different people.
Adapting the communication style.
It sounds deceptively simple, maybe, but the impact, as our sources show, can be truly transformative for team dynamics and individual contributions.
And this isn't about being inconsistent or showing favoritism or being unfair, which I think is a common pushback.
Right. Isn't that unfair?
Yeah. But this raises an important question. How do we genuinely define fairness in a leadership context?
Good question.
The research makes it clear. Fairness doesn't mean identical treatment for everyone. That's equality, maybe, but not necessarily fairness or equity.
Okay. So what is fairness then?
Instead, it means giving each person what they uniquely need to succeed and contribute their absolute best work.
Meeting them where they are.
Precisely. The ultimate goal here isn't uniformity. It's the optimization of each individual's potential within a genuinely cohesive team framework. It's about empowering everyone to shine in their own authentic way.
So when leaders truly embrace this shift, this platinum rule, what does it mean for a team? What's the outcome?
Well, the impact sounds pretty significant.
The sources report the transformation is nothing short of remarkable. You see disengaged team members suddenly becoming active contributors.
Wow.
Those who were maybe resistant to feedback becoming genuinely receptive,
Because it's delivered in a way they can hear it.
perhaps. And previously unmotivated workers finding new energy because they are recognized, supported, and rewarded in ways that genuinely resonate with them.
It's like unlocking hidden potential, isn't it?
That's exactly the phrase the sources use, unlocking hidden potential.
Right. And if we look at the broader implications, this goes way beyond just individual performance, doesn't it?
Seems like it has to.
Organizations that embrace this individualized platinum rule approach to leadership cultivate cultures of genuine inclusion rather than just, superficial diversity checkboxes.
Moving beyond just demographics.
Exactly. Into cognitive diversity, stylistic diversity, they truly tap into the full range of human potential, that might otherwise be overlooked, stifled, or simply never even discovered.
Now, we absolutely have to acknowledge that implementing this isn't always easy. It's not a magic wand.
No, definitely not. It sounds challenging.
It demands that leaders confront sometimes uncomfortable truths about their own biases and limitations. We all have them.
Mm-hmm. Facing your own default settings.
Yeah. It means developing new skills, learning to ask truly insightful questions, and sometimes, frankly, feeling a little awkward as they experiment with unfamiliar approaches.
Getting out of your comfort zone as a leader.
It's a growth edge, for sure.
It is. But what's truly compelling here, based on the sources, is that despite any initial discomfort, the investment is overwhelmingly worth it.
The payoff is there.
Yeah. Teams led by Platinum Role managers consistently report higher engagement, significantly lower turnover.
Big metrics.
Huge. And demonstrably better performance outcomes. More importantly, maybe, they foster workplaces where people can genuinely bring their authentic selves to work rather than constantly trying to fit themselves into someone else's preconceived mold.
That feeling of psychological safety, perhaps.
Absolutely. Being valued for who you are and how you work best.
So, to distill the core message from our sources, true leadership empathy isn't about treating others as you want to be treated. That's the golden rule baseline.
Right. That's step one, maybe.
Maybe. But real empathy, the platinum level, it's about caring enough to discover how they want to be treated.
Doing the work to find out.
And, critically, having the courage and flexibility to adapt your approach accordingly.
Courage and flexibility, keywords.
It's a complete redefinition of what empathy means in practice for a leader. This deep dive has genuinely redefined what many of us, myself included, considered a universal core principle of human interaction.
Shakes things up a bit.
It really does. It shows how something seemingly virtuous could actually be holding us back from true connection and effective leadership. It's a powerful realization.
And as you reflect on this, maybe consider a situation in your own life, whether it's at work, with friends, or with family, where you might be unconsciously applying the golden rule, just defaulting to it.
We all do it.
What would happen if, in that moment, you paused and deliberately considered the platinum rule instead? If you asked, wait, what does this specific person actually need or prefer right now?
Instead of just assuming.
Instead of just assuming. What new insights might you discover about yourself and maybe more importantly about them?